Alrighty.
Is this thing on?
Yes.
Are we on?
We're on. We're live.
Are we on yet?
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever the hell you are around the world. I am Sterling Cooper, and this man right here is the legendary Charles Dera.
Thank you for having me, Sterling.
Thank you so much for doing this, man. I bumped into you at talent testing like a week ago.
Yeah.
Because I live down the road from talent testing. Very convenient location here.
Lucky.
Very lucky. Because you have to drive
60 miles.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Nearly every day.
A couple times a week, dude.
To get tested.
It's a lot, yeah.
Especially now with all the COVID testing we do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The COVID testing. I mean, if it was just every 2 weeks, it would be like, whatever, because you kind of knock it out while you're at work. But with the COVID testing, I think the biggest problem is you got to test before 7:15 a.m.
Yeah,
which is pretty ridiculous. You know what I mean?
It is pretty fucking bonkers. So while you're up here, you might as well pop on the show and
I'm happy to be here.
Say a few words. It's good.
I'm about to have sex with a hot ass chick after this. I cannot wait. She's got a beautiful setup. And when I say beautiful setup, like.
You mean her body or cameras? What are you talking about here?
Well, the pussy butthole combo. It is the perfect setup. Like I'm very particular.
Wait, what? Like, okay, let's get into details of this. What makes the setup perfect?
Oh man, it all depends. Like, not all assholes are pretty.
No, they're not. I was introduced to a term recently called the balloon knot.
The balloon knot, beautiful. It's a beautiful term because it's kind of what it looks like, right?
Exactly.
But not all are as welcoming as the next.
So
I want one that looks inviting. And the crazy thing is, I don't even like anal. Like, I don't want to fucking check it. There's no desire.
I love it.
You do?
I love it.
Why?
Because I'm a pervert.
Yes.
I like it's literally the perverted nature of it. It's like this girl's so
taboo.
It's a taboo.
You're breaking the taboos.
I love it. And I like sticking my tongue in their butthole. That's my thing now. Yeah.
As I get older, I like gripping on it. Like when I'm fucking them, especially when they're riding me, and I get a finger in there. Yeah, just to hold on to them for.
There you go.
Yeah,
we're not so dissimilar, you and I, Charles. I like this. But as I was saying, I bumped into you at talent testing a week ago. I was like, hey, you want to come on my show? I'm bouncing out to Europe soon. I'd love to interview you, and here you are.
Yes.
So thank you once again. Because before I got into the industry, I did a bit of. I've only been in the industry for maybe end of this year will be 4 years for me.
Killing it, dude.
You've been in for like what?
Pushing 15.
Yeah. Veteran.
Yeah.
A real man, a real veteran.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And I did my research before I got in. I watched lots of interviews with guys, and I watched a lot of your stuff, a bunch of interviews you've done.
Oh, cool.
So it really gave me a good insight into what to expect and what to sort of be ready for and how to approach this in a professional way.
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm glad I was able to help.
Yeah, it was really good.
Way, shape, or form.
It was really good, man. And I, hence why I kind of know a little bit about your background and the things, like I was saying before, the things you've done.
Yeah.
Because you started off as a Chippendale stripper.
Yeah. At first, I was in the Marine Corps, and I went back home to Philadelphia. I was like 21 years old. And
it does not surprise me that you were in the military.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I hated it.
Really?
Fucking hated it, dude. I did. I really did. Because it was a shitty job you can't quit, and they owned my ass. Like, I wanted to go to the Marine Corps so I could be Marine Force Recon and do cool shit and travel the world and be an elite type of operator.
Yep.
It's not what I got to do. I was... It's another cog in a wheel of miserable people. And I would look to the people ahead of me and I was like, man, these fucking guys are miserable. I don't want to end up like them. So my time there was only 3 years. It was short-lived. But anyway, outside of that. So I went to Club Egypt. It's like the nightclub in Philadelphia. I'm 21 years old. I don't even drink alcohol. I didn't drink alcohol till way later. So the story itself. But I used to be so into the girls. So I could go there. And there was dudes that would dance on the boxes. And like all the girls, it was like 17 to 21 nights, right? All the girls like 17 to 21 years old would flood to the boxes and be all over the dudes. I'm like, I want to be
that guy. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
So I asked for the job. I got the job. The job paid $75 a night. That was huge for me.
Damn.
$75. That was huge for me. Like, I got to be the dude on the box that all the shits are fucking rabbing on. And that kind of set my entertainment life from there on out.
Yeah, you pursued it, and then you sort of did you seek out Chippendales, or did they pick you out?
Oh, so I was modeling in New York at the time. I would take the train up from Philly to New York like every day.
Handsome devil, look at you, Jesus Christ.
I was a hustler, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, entertainment is everyone's got their God-given gift for something.
Yeah.
And entertainment seemed to be what I was constantly thrown my
Like
way.
being the center of attention.
Yeah, center of attention. And I had a good look for modeling. I was built for it. So I was like, this is what I should do. I didn't love it. I wasn't like, oh, like, yeah, for me, I'm not an attention guy. That's so much. I was more of a model at first than any type of entertainer. But anyway, so I would always get offered these gigs up there. So I was up there, and Chippendales had an opening in the evenings. So I went there, and I was what you call a host. I would walk the girls from the table or the front door to the table, and all the guys would be on stage. And all the guys are a little bit older than me. But I would look at these guys and be, man, these guys are studs. I looked up to all the dudes. They were fucking super cool. So they said, we need guys to go on the European tour. Do you want to do it? And I was like, fuck yeah.
Damn.
So then I started touring with them. I saw the world with Chippendales. It was pretty cool.
Did you have to like take lessons to learn how to do all the dances and stuff?
Great question. Some of the best choreographers in the world have worked with me, and they can all say, I can't dance worth a shit. I am the worst dancer you could ever imagine. And I really don't have a desire to get better. It just wasn't my shtick.
It wasn't your thing.
But I love the MCing. So that's when I became an entertainer. When I get to go up on stage in front of 4,000 girls with a microphone, and I got to talk to these girls for 15 minutes. And that's what I fell in love with. I really like being the MC.
Dude,
so
I
MC'd all the shows.
Before I got into pornography, I used to do like tons of public speaking. I was like,
oh shit,
yeah, dude, this is weird. I'm like, with a little bit we've been talking, I'm like, damn. No wonder I like resonated with you, and I was like looking for dudes to sort of learn from.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Yeah. We've got a bunch of we got some. This is all the chat here, by the way. So we're live on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook simultaneously.
Oh fuck yeah!
And here's a friend of ours, Bad Kitty.
Oh fuck yeah, she's awesome. I love Bad Kitty.
I love Bad Kitty. She is fantastic. She was right here in the studio with me a few weeks ago.
Fucking A.
See what? I'll get you to lean forward a little bit more, just because
you're gonna put me on the casting couch. I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly. Right on the casting couch. So you can scoot that.
If I gotta blow you, I want an extra $25. Fucking, I'm not cheap, bro. Pay my rate.
I love it. Yeah. So you learnt to MC. You learnt your style of entertaining.
Correct.
And then, how did you end up making the transition to pornography then?
So I was at Chippendales, and I really enjoyed MCing the shows. And I had a couple guys that were like big brothers to me and close friends I really admired. But the rest of them wasn't really my speed. I mean, we're talking about dudes that love attention, but love attention in the way I would look at it as in almost a negative way, almost like a female craves the attention.
Yeah.
They weren't masculine. They weren't manly. They weren't my speed. So when I got the opportunity, because I was modeling for Playgirl at the time, they sent me to AVN to go hand out flyers as a paid gig. And I met a bunch of porn chicks, and I hooked up with a lot of the porn chicks. And they were like, dude, you should work in porn. And then I met Tommy Gunn, who was from Philadelphia as well as I was. And Tommy explained to me the pay, how much he made, how often he worked, how it all worked out. And that moment I quit Chippendales right there, and I started a career in porn the next day.
Wow.
I had no desire to look back.
Did you find an agent, or you just started like repping yourself?
A friend of mine sent me to World Modeling.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, with Jim South.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Jim South.
Yeah.
And he didn't get me any work at all. I put my card in there, and at that point, I think World Modeling was kind of gone.
Okay.
So they sent me to LA Direct, and I was booked.
Oh wow,
dude! Back in 2007, I was working probably 40 scenes a month.
I've heard this. Yeah,
it was a different time.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah, and my rate was super low because I was brand new.
So you were able to get that much work?
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
But there was so much more work back then. So if you if you were already like a seasoned veteran, you would be making a nice paycheck, and you could work twice a day.
So that kind of surprises. So this is 2007, you said?
Yeah.
It surprises me that there was more work then than there is now.
It's quite a bit, dude.
Because I look at, I mean, I suppose Pornhub Pornhub came around in what, 2000, 2001, something like that? This was Pornhub?
I don't even know.
But
no, later than that, for sure. Yeah.
But I imagine like
browsers came around in 2004.
Okay. But I just imagine like there'd be more. Surely there'd be the output now would be higher than than back then, but maybe obviously I'm wrong.
I don't know. All I can talk is from my shoes and the amount of work that I had seen coming through the doors.
That's ridiculous. 40 scenes a month
It was
an
insane.
insane amount of sex to be having.
Yes. Yeah.
Good Lord, man. Yeah, I know I can't. I know the limits of my body.
Yeah.
And I know that I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I have to tell my agent sometimes, look, you can only book me this many days this week because I know that I don't want to give a bad scene.
That's what makes you a stud. That fact that you're not going to put everyone else's on the back burner so you can get your money real quick.
Well, because I've been a business owner.
Correct.
So I know, okay, the guy who's hiring me is fronting thousands of dollars to get this shit done. I don't want to be the guy that costs him like $4,000.
No, it's stressful. Like I was talking to my homie last night and I was like, there's guys that are literally 50-50.
Right.
Imagine if your car was 50-50.
It only worked 50% of the time.
Right? How stressful is that?
I've had cars like that before.
Fucking I'd get rid of the car and I would find another job if I was running a fit because I would just be stressed out because I care that much about the product and the people I'm working with. Like, dude, I've had fucked up shit happen to me, and I have failed scenes. One day I went to work, fucking stopped by the grocery store on the way in, and I grabbed some fucking sushi off the shelf, ate the sushi, started fucking driving around, shooting the intro with Katrina Jade, and I just started fucking puking everywhere. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. It's like 100 degrees in Florida, and it was food poisoning.
Damn.
That's a shit feeling. You know, I got to look at these people and go, hey guys, I'm not coming back. Like that's a fucking wrap today. And
that's a bit embarrassing.
and the worst part is what bothered me the most was I just lost out on an opportunity to fuck Katrina Jade.
She's lovely.
I love Katrina. She's so great.
You've worked with her before though, right?
Multiple times. I've shot her for Tough Love a bunch.
Oh yeah. She is a delightful young woman.
Beautiful. She's sexy. She's beautiful. She's a term that I love to use and I want to keep prevalent is the term porn star. She is a real fucking porn star.
Yeah. How do you define that?
Good question. Okay, so a porn star is, in my opinion, someone who works in the adult movie game that is very prominent and can be recognized in public. If you're like a name like Katrina Jade, you're a porn star.
I think that's the key part there. You get recognized.
You get recognized. But the number one thing, though, is you're doing adult movies because like the word sex worker comes up. And I'm afraid of the word, to be honest, because I feel like when you mix that with a porn star, it's completely different. The sex worker can be a multitude of things.
Yes.
I don't do any of those things. All I do is make movies. I don't escort. I don't work in a brothel. I don't
webcam.
I don't do any of those things. I don't. All I do is make movies. And that's what the word porn star came from.
Yeah.
It's a person that has sex on camera in movies. And I'm very proud of my entertainment abilities, my acting abilities, because you need all that to be a porn star. If you want to be recognized, you're not just the girl that sucks dick. You're the girl that plays in the fucking movies. And there's a pride that should be taken about earning the term porn star.
Yeah, nowadays it's just given.
Yeah, I mean, it's a term used, but I feel like a lot of the younger talent isn't embracing the term. They're embracing the word sex worker, which is, in my opinion, dangerous because they can lump us all together.
Right.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden we get lumped in with prostitutes. Like, no, we're not sex workers. We are making a movie. It's very different.
And they tried to pass, they were looking at passing a law in California last year, I remember, which would have put us all on like a register.
Yeah.
Like, it was something to do with, but it was based around lumping all sex workers together and giving them all like a sex worker number so the government could like monitor us and
when
shit.
I say this, don't take me out of context and say one's better than the other. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying they are very different.
Oh yeah.
And if you lump them together, it can have negative effects.
And it's a totally different job. I used to escort back in Australia because it's legal back there.
Okay.
And I'd see wealthy women and I'd do like live cuckolding sessions for the husband or whatever. And that is a totally different game.
Extremely different
to what we do because it's far more personalized and it's tailored to the escorting side. It's tailored to the woman. With our game, it's tailored to the viewer.
Correct. Correct.
Right? We're doing stuff for the viewer's pleasure.
Yes.
Not necessarily, unfortunately, not every time it's focused on the woman's pleasure.
And that's what I tell the performers all the time, especially the young girls. I'm like, I need you to sell this. This is entertainment. Because the thing, I used to fight MMA, so that's what I relate to the most. And you can win fights, but if you don't win them in an exciting fashion, it doesn't fucking matter.
No one's going to keep watching you.
Exactly. Like, people would rather see a guy come out there and swing for the fences and get the knockout, and sometimes get knocked out. Who cares? As long as that fight is exciting, than a guy that goes out there and does the bare minimum to win and just works on his position.
Yeah, you become more, I mean, look at Conor McGregor. He's a very entertaining man.
Correct.
Say whatever you want about him. I love him. People hate him.
Yeah.
But he's polarizing. He's entertaining. He puts bums in seats.
Correct.
And that's the key thing there.
And that completely translates to our job.
Absolutely.
It's not about, hey, I stayed hard and I fucking got through it. It's like, no, you got to put on a show. So I tell the young girls, show me your facial expression. Show me, like, sell it.
I mean, and that's kind of the harder thing about being a male performer is, like, our side of the job, the work part is hard enough as it is, like keeping the dick hard, opening up, blah blah. But then on top of that, to be an actual male porn star, like you or someone like Small Hands, like you gotta sell. You gotta put personality. You gotta have a personality that draws people to subscribe to a website.
Correct. Or
like a Rocco Safridi, where you bring something out of the girl.
Yes.
That makes people click and makes people watch and makes people
absolutely
buy. And so I like people call. I've been on lots of interviews and stuff. People refer to me as a porn star. I tend to refer to myself as a porn performer because I don't think like I've earned that title yet because I haven't. I've got nominated for awards this year. I just got nominated for Best Actor at AVN. Thank you very much. Nice. But I haven't earned that yet. You know,
I think it's deeply personal.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what I relate to fighting and martial arts again. It's like if they were giving away black belts, it wouldn't mean anything.
It wouldn't mean anything. Yeah, that's fair.
You earn that black belt, it means something to you.
That's absolutely fair.
Depends how much you put into it.
I'm just going to go through the chat because I'm so engaged with Mr. Dera here.
Word.
I want to if there's any cool questions in the chat, I want to find them because while you're here, we might as well ask a bunch of them. You look like my buddy Googs. You do look like my good friend Googs, who is a military man who has the same kind of mustache as you. Where we get to. Ready for some degeneracy and wisdom? You're definitely going to get plenty of that here, Fernando. That's absolutely guaranteed. Dang, this guy has a low body fat percentage just from looking at his biceps. Absolutely.
I'm just a skinny dude.
Oh, Jesus. Charles Dera is a legend. Yes, he is.
Thank you.
Exploring Tiger, Slow Dragon. Before you do anal, do they visit a doctor for a cleansing or do they just take a shit?
A little bit of both.
That's a great question. They clean out themselves. They have their own sort of process for cleaning out.
Have you ever tried it? Have you ever tried an animal?
No. Oh, actually, no. Wait. Years and years ago, I did a full-scale medical colonic.
Yes.
Yeah. Because my boss at the time, I was working at a bar, and my boss at the time raved about it. Him and his wife went and gone, and they're like, he was telling me like how, because a bit graphic, but when they pumped it out, they had like a window.
Yes,
where you could see stuff coming out, and his wife had like a parasite come out of her, and that got me kind of paranoid. I was like, damn, maybe I've got a parasite. I don't know why I thought that, but I wanted to see. Yeah, so I got a colonic, and no parasite.
How'd you like it?
I didn't like it at all.
I hated it.
I couldn't stand it.
I was cold the whole time.
I could barely. I just felt bloated. I couldn't relax enough to let it go out. I was just like bloated, super bloated.
I did an enema at Browser's house 3, I think it was. I can't maybe that number. But 10 girls sitting around, all the Browser's house girls sitting there holding my hand as I'm doing the enema.
What was this? Why was this the case? Why were you doing it?
I wanted to get my prostate milked. I wanted to see if I could.
Oh yeah.
So Leah was going to milk my prostate.
Yep. That is quite fun when a girl knows exactly how to do that.
Have you had it done?
I've had a girl do it. It's really. It's like it was like a double orgasm. It was like it felt ridiculously good. But not many girls know. Like she was an older lady, and she was an older lady. I was a far younger man. This was before the porn and everything. She sort of showed me the ways, and she was like, she knew exactly what she was doing.
Well, so does Leah. I mean, she did it as a job, I believe.
Leah
Alexis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk out of term here, but I believe that's what she did.
Huh.
But we couldn't get it. And I think it's because I couldn't relax. I'm in a room full of people. There's cameras on me. But
Totally.
doing the douche itself, not the douche, but the enema itself.
Mm.
Oh, bro, I got sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
That shit that you squirt up there. Oh,
No, thank you. Yeah.
it makes you queasy, makes you feel like you're gonna shit for like 45 minutes. I don't know how the girls do that shit all the time. It's horrible.
Well, they like it in the butt.
Yeah, you must love it.
You must have
put up with all that.
I mean,
it wasn't for me.
Yeah, but you got to consider this, that they'll also sit in a makeup chair for 2 hours.
Correct.
To get face fucked. So
yeah.
There's more elements to this than just the physical, I think.
True.
Charles.
True.
Hello from Turkey. Hello everyone. Hello Charles.
Hello.
Hey Carl, tough love is hilarious.
Fucking A. Thank you for watching.
We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Bad Kitty says yes, gas me up. You're welcome, Kitty. Just talk about this woman one more time. That woman has the most delicious ass.
She's amazing.
I think you and me might have similar taste in women. Then if you we're both gassing up Kitty like this.
She's amazing.
Hamilton asked how tall you are.
6 foot.
Yeah. We're the same height. My chair is just a little bit raised. That's the only difference here. I do that deliberately so I look taller than all my guests.
Empowering.
Yes. I can't have someone else waltzing in this place and outdoing me.
Of course.
Good Lord. This is my show. Where did we get? I'm just checking if there's any questions. I used to think this guy was a wrestler before realizing he was a porn star.
That's the trick. Good.
It's working. You've got a certain look. You have the perfect porn star mustache. That is correct.
You gotta have a look.
Because you didn't used to have that. When you first started out,
I don't think that people didn't recognize me until I became Carl Toughlove.
Really? So Carl Toughlove was when the mustache came out.
Correct.
So let's talk about that. So your website is
toughlovex.com, or you can put in studshit.com.
So you have both those URLs.
Correct.
And it both takes to the same place.
Correct.
Because stud shit is kind of like your motto, your brand.
It's my brand. Yeah, I'm starting like a lifestyle clothing brand.
Nice.
All stud shit. I brought you a hat too.
Fuck yeah.
I'll bring it out right now.
Yeah. I'll put your fucking hat on. By all means. I love you, Charles. You're getting a lot of love in this house, man. Fuck yes. Oh.
Hot pink and camo are
dude, I'm wearing this all around Europe.
Fucking A.
All right, here we go.
Hell
boom,
yeah.
Look at that. Hot pink camo, baby.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, this is fucking awesome. Thank you very much,
You're
sir.
welcome, my man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm repping this all around the globe. Yeah, so you have studshit, toughlovex.com.
Correct.
These are your sort of brands. What kind of made you create this character, Carl Toughlove?
Interesting question. One of my great friends, he is a motivational speaker, and he used to be like Tony Robbins' right-hand man.
Yeah.
Really well-spoken, smart guy. He's like, told me one day, he said, dude, I have an alter ego. I said, what? He goes, his name's Carl Toughlove. I get the fuck out of here. And he told me all about Carl. And I was like, he's on to something with this. I like this, And my father had just passed away, and his name was Carl. Huh. So I was like, I want to run the name Carl. That would be super cool. In what's the word I'm looking for?
In a memorandum.
There you go, memorandum of my father.
In memory of.
In memory of my father. So that's where kind of Carl Toughlove was born between his idea and this, because I wanted to do a website, but I knew that it would have to be something that could be transferable to another performer besides me. So if I ever wanted to step away, I could. So that's why I became Toughlove X and not just about Carl.
Okay.
Right now I'm the lead male talent, of course, but I can always go and bring another guy in to fill in for Carl, and that's when I can always step away down the future.
And that would probably be another alter ego for that talent.
Possibly. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I got another probably 20 years left.
Yeah, easily. Look, if Steve Holmes could do this in his 60s,
then
you could definitely do it in your 60s.
Steve is such a motivation and inspiration to me. That's a guy that just loves pussy, and being around him is just always, he reminds you of how great it is to get the fuck girls all day.
Yeah, that's what I got. Because I got the chance to work with him last month, and it was just like, I've never seen a man so perverted for a start.
Yes.
So like super horny all the time. Like
he gets away with anything.
He
That's beautiful.
does get away with it. He was like he
beautiful.
Like Joanna Angel was directing us. She wasn't even in the scene, and he just like while the other girls in the bathroom, he just waltzed up to Joanna, grabbed her by the back of the head, and started getting suck his dick. And I'm like, no one else in the industry would get away with this.
No.
Maybe Rocco Siffredi.
It's crazy.
But apart from that, no one else is gonna get away with it.
This is shit. He just goes for it.
I fucking love it. So that's how you created Carl Tough Love. That's where the inspiration came from.
Yeah.
Where did the look come from though? Like the mustache and the leather biker gear. I mean, you already rode motorbikes.
Yeah, I'm a motorcyclist at heart. That's my culture. I hang out with some clubs, and I kind of took the motorcycle culture and brought it to Carl because we're into like the motorcycles and the vans and the classic cars and all that cool shit. To me, is what I try to put in Tough Love. Most of our shoots are outdoors. I love being outdoors. I love being in nature. And I try to incorporate lots of cool motorcycles, vans, cool characters and people.
Yeah.
It's important for men.
Yeah. And I remember when I was talking to Donnie, our mutual friend, Donnie Rock.
Yep.
Gay performer extraordinaire, about this. And he described it that way. Yeah. As well as like, when I asked him about the brand Carl Tough, I was like, yeah, it's porn. It's manly porn for men. Like, it's none of this. From what I've seen, at least, there's not like none of this sort of cuckolding scenarios or like hot wifing stuff. It's more about like the dude being so masculine that it's drawing the woman in. Yeah, I mean, if you look back at everything that's made for men, like say Maxim magazine, Sports Illustrated, things like that. I mean, classic cars. All that stuff is what I take and I try to encompass into the Tough Love, you know? If you're a 40-year-old dude, this is right up your alley because it's everything that we grew up with that we thought was cool. Yeah. You know? So I try to get access to all that because it's all pretty much through my friends because I've got a lot of friends that are bad motherfuckers. A lot, like I hang out with a lot of studs in the snowboarding world, professional BMX, motorcycles, you name it, like fighters, surfers. So I love hanging out with studs, and then I try to incorporate things from each of their lifestyle into the scenes so that I can further promote them, and then we can bring in that type of audience to it, you know? Yeah, yeah. It's designed with the audience in mind, like in the end, at the end product, yeah. Exactly. You already know exactly guys who, like us. You know exactly who is going to be interested in this stuff. Correct. From the start, yeah. I like that. And there's nothing else quite like that in the porn world right now. Yeah, and I'm taking a risk, and it's a hard sale. It's definitely different, which is surprising to me because I'm not trying to follow the niches. I'm not trying to follow, because James Avalon said it's so good. Like 2 days ago, I was on a set. I like James. He's great. He's such a happy soul. He's always bubbly. Yeah, it's amazing. You give him the worst news, and he's like, whatever. But we were talking about analytics. And I said a lot of the big companies work off analytics and they study those. And James said something I had never heard before and it clicked. He said, if you are working off of analytics, you're looking in the rearview mirror. Bingo. That's such a good insight. That's so true. Such a good insight. You know, like just because that was clicked on 1 million times last month doesn't mean you got to, what's the next big thing? And you're going to drive yourself nuts trying to figure it out. So just do what you love. And if people love it and they buy it and they bite on it, cool. If not, oh, well, you do what you love at the end of the day. Yeah. So just keep doing what you love until people bite on it. And if not, fuck it. And you might, I mean, at that point, okay, maybe it's time to change tack, maybe not. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you're doing something that you enjoy doing, you know, I'm not here to do anything except live life on my own terms and have fun. Yeah. So if I can do that, I'm happy. And you know the customer because you are kind of the customer. Yeah. So you kind of know exactly what they're going to want to see. And that's not just with porn stuff, but with a lot of businesses. It helps if you're the customer of the product you're selling. I get what you're saying for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, like someone who designs like tactical gear. They're very often someone who's into there's someone who's into tactical gear, right? Otherwise, you don't know what your fucking customer wants. Yeah. I'm not going to start selling golf equipment. I don't know shit about golf. Yeah, right. Exactly. I love Coach from Baba Ding Dong says, I love men who are masculine. That's why I love Tough Love X. There we go. Thank you for the support. Oh, yeah. What, there's actually a couple of let's you happy to take some questions?
Sure,
Take some
let's
questions?
do it.
There's a interesting one. Charles, can you share some of the things co-stars liked that you did the best? So, as in like things you did to the girls.
Very interesting. Now, this can go in your advantage or it can go against your advantage. Something for me is I like to keep a bit of. I put up a wall. Especially if I haven't worked with a girl before. She's in the makeup chair. I'm not going to be a dick. I'll walk in and be like, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. And I'll walk away.
Yeah.
And I leave that wall there.
Yep.
Until the moment the director says action. Then I all of a sudden fucking crumble it. And I come in on them strong and hard. And they're like, whoa. So I feel like that is such a strong buildup that it helps.
It keeps you keep her guessing. She doesn't know if it's going to be a good day or a bad day. She doesn't know if the guy likes me or doesn't like me.
Correct.
And that you feel that you deliberately creating that distance,
yes,
makes it more impactful when the camera starts rolling.
For sure, and it alleviates any troubles and problems because the more we talk, maybe she might say something or I might say something that doesn't click with the other, and then that could be a little rough. So, not knowing anything is always a plus. I feel,
Yeah, I get that sometimes. Like sometimes, I sort of switch back and forth between what you just described, and then sometimes I'll try to generate a bit of chemistry with the girl beforehand. And I agree with you though; it can completely backfire.
Yeah,
like something will slip out of her mouth sometimes, and I'm like, oh damn.
Yeah,
this guy. I wish she hadn't talked just now.
One of my biggest pet peeves is lack of work ethic. And if you're just there complaining, or you're like, this guy did this to me, this director did this, then I'm like, oh my god, you're going to complain about me. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
You're just someone who's talking shit on everybody.
And that's always, and because you're a director, producer, obviously that you have a different perspective from someone like me.
Correct.
When you hear that.
Correct.
Because you're in the shoes of the guy she's complaining about.
Correct.
So it really impacts you differently.
So yeah, I don't want to have too much small talk, and we can just go straight into the sex. We have a great scene, and then I give him a hug, goodbye, and you did a great job, thank you, and move on. And it keeps each time that we are together a pleasant time.
Yeah. What advice would you give to dudes like the average man to maybe be better in the bedroom, to up his game in the bedroom?
Communication. And I think that's on the female's fault as well as the male's fault, both. Communication in what way? Lack of communication.
Is in communicating what they like
and don't like.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of women, oh, he sucked. Well, did you tell him what you liked? You know what I mean? Like, because there's women are so different. Some don't touch my feet, touch my feet. Spit in my mouth, don't spit in my mouth. Grab me hard, don't grab me hard. Touch my butthole, don't touch my. There's so much that goes into it, and if you don't have that conversation, I'm not a mind reader.
I think that a lot of women expect men to be mind readers in that.
For sure, because in your fantasy, there wasn't consent and a rule breakdown and a communication like this, because it's not always the sexiest, but it's realistic.
I want to touch back on that because you said that's something really key there, because in women's minds they have the fantasy, the ideal fantasy. Correct. is kind of like the situation that they're not in control of, but they are also simultaneously in control of.
Yes.
It's like, I mean, I don't know if you've ever read the book My Secret Garden by Nancy Friday.
I've not.
You might like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this book written by this, I think she was a New York Times journalist. She put out an ad asking for women to write in their deepest, darkest sexual fantasies.
Okay.
And then she compiled them into this book. So it's all real women's fantasies just written verbatim.
Interesting.
And it's some dark shit.
Oh, I bet.
Lots of rape fantasies.
Well,
not saying that don't misinterpret the shit I'm saying. But it's, here's the thing with like women having a rape fantasy is that it is a fantasy. It's something that's in their head, and so because it's in their head, they're in control of it.
Correct. At
the same time as not being in control of it.
I've got a theory on why that is, because so many women have that rape fantasy, and my theory on it, I could be wrong, but is if you were to go back in time, how long has sex been consensual between a man and woman? Consensual.
A tiny part.
A tiny
part of our evolutionary history.
Think about it.
Yeah.
It hasn't really been that long that it's been consensual. So I think
that's where it comes from.
I think it's where it sparks.
It's probably, you think it's like an innate biological part.
I think so.
And
it could be gone in another 100 years or so. I don't know.
But right now it still lingers.
It's linked.
Because there's biological evidence to support that. I'm not aware of the actual term, but someone summarized it to me once as like women have the capacity to fall in love with a man who murders her husband and then
Jesus,
sexually assaults her.
That's brutal.
But you think about it back in like caveman days, into tribal warfare days, European warfare, like pre-World War I, like hundreds of years ago days. That is literally what happened. Like tribe would invade, kill all the men, probably kill all the children, take all the women.
Crazy.
Crazy. And it's kind of like there's a specific term for it. I don't know the term for it, but this is like a biologically, like evolutionary, like studied phenomenon. So I agree with what you're saying. Like
it's crazy.
And I'm not saying go around and pillage villages.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
historically speaking,
this is the unfortunate, unflattering reality of where our species came from.
For sure.
And so it gives context to these kind of fantasies. So you can, as a man, it's something you can tap into in a consensual, in a consensual way, in a way that's safe for everybody.
Especially if you're with a girl that likes rough sex.
Exactly.
And you don't have this conversation, you're setting yourself up to fail. Like a lot of girls that are new to the industry, they want to work with me, they want to work for Tough Love, and they want me to go super hard on them. And I get there and I'm like, listen, I'm afraid to go super hard on you because I have so much to lose. I don't know you that well.
Yep.
There might be a handful of girls that I will go harder on because we've had those communications. We've worked together many times in the past, and I know there's not going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Because I really have, especially in today's climate, literally have everything to lose.
Yeah.
So I've pulled all my scenes back overall. And I wouldn't say that rough sex is my thing. I'm definitely a dom, but I like to give the girl what she wants. So when I can't go that hard out of my own safety, it kind of sucks, and I hate letting the girls down.
I can really relate to that because you used to work for James Mogul a bit, didn't you? James
is a fucking OG king. I learned so much from him.
Me too.
How to be a dom.
Yeah, exactly. He was the guy. He was for those of you who don't know who we're talking about, James Mogul was a director, until very recently, was a director for kink.com. And both you and I used to work for his websites. He would hire both of us when he was in town.
So good.
And he was the guy who gave me my first shot at kink. First they gave me was for Brutal Sessions.
Yeah.
And that kind of got me started here in America, was working for him. Learned a ton off him. He taught me all the things I know about using floggers and riding crops and bonded. He taught me everything I know.
Yep, same.
An amazing dom. An amazing, like psychological,
very
dom.
Intelligent, great,
very intelligent.
I miss being on set with James.
Me too, man.
Every day was a learning experience.
I hope to have him on this show via Skype.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Because he's playing around with some new stuff now.
Really?
He started posting. If you watch his Twitter, he started posting some notes that he had, like the world creating notes from when they made the upper floor.
Oh wow!
And the training of O for kink.com. He started posting the notes that he was that led to the creation of that website,
cool.
Which is amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I think I'm fascinated by it being like a student of porn.
Yes.
I find it fascinating.
And that's why you're a stud, man. That's why you are doing so well, because you are a student. You don't take it for granted. It's a beautiful thing. I always say it's a privilege to work here. It is not a right. So every day that you get the opportunity to go to work, thank the lucky stars, because everybody wants to be in your shoes. So
yeah, absolutely. We have a job that every man in the world wishes they could have.
Correct.
Not every man could do it, but they wish they could. They wish they could be in our shoes.
I wish I could be here forever.
Right.
I do. Well, I love it.
Let's make the most of it while we can, man. Ryan Allen again is saying this man's arm just made me pick up the barbell and pump. Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Oh my God. You've worked with these girls. You worked with Anna Fox, Cecile. I don't think I've worked with Cecile.
Cecilia Leone.
Oh, yes. I know who she is.
Amazing.
I haven't worked with her. I know who she is. Kira Noir. These girls are all fantastic.
Yep. I shot Cecilia Leone for Tough Love.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She's great.
Yeah, she's good stuff. Just saying, please say something to your gay fans. You have so many gay fans. We all love you so much.
Fucking A. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
I think that's something most people outside of pornography don't really understand. As male performers, 99% of our fans are all gay men or bisexual men. Or
Yeah,
at,
there's quite a bit.
at least the guys who subscribe to our OnlyFans. And things like
Those are the guys that are hitting us up.
yeah, the ones who are ordering customs and things like that. There's also Stockholm syndrome. That's not quite what I was talking about. That's it. War bride syndrome was what I was referring to.
Bride.
That's what it's called. War bride syndrome. The capacity to sort of fall in love with a man who,
that's wild.
Does all that stuff I mentioned before.
I'm going to blow my nose real quick.
Yeah, do you think? He does not have the COVID. He does not have the COVID. He has been tested. We know this for a fact. It's just allergies and hay fever and things like that. Let's see what the questions we got here. Yes, Danny, that's correct. Yeah, Rollo mentioned that. The Warbright effect. Robbo, which was going to say, Rollo mentioned the rational male. Yep, exactly.
What'd I miss?
2 legends here. Thank you for your advice. You're welcome. Yeah, that's a good question. How rough and extreme are you both willing to get, and what's your line?
Good question. I don't slap girls in the face.
Oh, really?
Yes. Because if they move or anything changes,
then it's
quickly,
like it's a knockout.
Like that little bit is no big deal to me. But if it hits a thin-framed jaw girl, her mouth is open, she can have a jaw dislocation.
It's a very different. The male body and the female body are very different.
Very different
in terms of what they can take, the kind of punishment they can take.
Correct, and like I said, it's just not worth it.
Yeah,
there's really little I have to gain for the risk that and the exposure I have. So
yeah,
I really don't. Yeah,
so that's kind of where you draw the line.
A lot now. Like when I choke, I'm very careful, like because I just hit off the carotid artery, so it kind of brings me to that point. But I'm watching their eyes to see where they're at. Yeah, kind of let go at the right point.
This is something I actually have just finished filming an entire video course for men.
No way.
On exactly this. I'll show you some of it when we're done. I'd love to get your feedback.
That's a great time to promote it.
Yeah, it's going to be released in mid-December. Fingers crossed. I've got to finish editing it today, as a matter of fact.
I'd love to see that.
It's called Sexual Dominance Escalation, and it talks about all the stuff you just mentioned. And I like how you just brought up how you're reading her body language, because this is exactly what I talk about in this course. Because a lot of dudes, here's the thing with sex, right? If you're good at sex, you get more sex, and you get more experience with sex, and you get better, and you get more reference experience of women's body language when they're receptive to certain things.
Correct.
And when they're not receptive to other things. So you can tell when to move forward, to when to back off. But if you haven't had much sex, you don't get the option, if you're bad at sex, you don't get the opportunity to have more sex.
Yes.
And to learn all this stuff. So the whole point of me doing this product is to help guys who maybe haven't had tons of experience or tons of experience with lots of different women.
You'd call. Yeah.
So they can sort of read the situation a bit better, learn how to progress things, like baby step them slowly from being sort of tame and vanilla in the bedroom to being more extreme in the bedroom.
For sure.
Yeah. I'll show you after this.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. It's interesting.
I really want to get, because I've had guys outside the industry look at it.
Yeah.
I haven't had someone in the industry look at it.
Cool.
So this is really cool.
I'd love to see it.
I'm glad you mentioned now that you talked about the slapping stuff, let's talk about your fighting.
Yes.
Because you've trained MMA for a while.
I fought MMA.
And you actually fought in the cage.
Correct. And I also fought jiu-jitsu professionally as well.
Yeah. How long have you been training like that?
Since 2002.
Okay, so this was like
20 years. I've been training 20 years.
So you started when you were doing like Chippendales.
Yeah. So I took the job so I was in New York City and I got offered a job in Vegas to work for Chippendales. And I said, perfect. Because I wanted to come to Vegas so I could train MMA there to go some of the best gyms in the world. Right. In 2002, pretty much the best school in the United States was John Lewis's Academy, JSTEC in Las Vegas, run by Skipper Kelp and John Lewis. And that's where all the big time guys were training. So I got to go there and train with the best guys in the world on a daily basis. And then at night I would work at Chippendale. So the balance was perfect.
That's fantastic. That's a great life for a man.
Oh, you're telling me, dude.
Like,
fight dudes all day, fuck girls all night.
What more could you possibly want?
Yeah, that was it for me.
That's like eat a giant steak, ride a motorcycle.
Caveman shit.
Yeah, right? That's missing.
And you mentioned steak. I see giant steaks for $1.95 a day. Back when Vegas was good. Vegas sucks now, but then it was hospitality was key.
Yeah.
It was all about gaming. Now it's about entertainment. So it's fucked up.
Yeah.
But back then you could go and stay in a hotel for cheap, eat for cheap, like free drinks. Everything was to you. It was nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
While I remember, everyone hit that like button so this shows up in the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button because I have a bunch of interviews with other porn studs like Charles, and I have a bunch of interviews on this channel with other female porn stars, as well as some of my buddies from like the dating advice realm. So I give you guys a nice amalgamation of a few different worldviews on women and sex and dating and things. But anyway, so you started training there, and then you got into a few professional fights or amateur fights.
No, professional. I started at a time when there wasn't no such thing as amateur. It was pro fights or no fights. So yeah, I went straight to the pros, and I did all right. I had like a 50-50 record.
And that was while you were doing porn.
That was before I started doing porn.
Oh, okay.
I started fighting, and then once I got into porn, I continued fighting. Brazzers was a sponsor of mine, which was awesome.
Really?
Yeah. But I never believed in myself, and I think that was a huge problem because I came in at 23 years old, and at that time, 23 in the fight game was so old because I didn't come from a background. Like I started training at 23 years old. You know, like I was a natural athlete, yes, but I wasn't a black belt in jiu-jitsu yet. I didn't have a wrestling pedigree or a boxing pedigree, and most people did. So I never believed in myself. But the truth was, if I just worked my ass off in everything all the time, I definitely could have gone further. I was actually one of the very first people on The Ultimate Fighter 1.
Really?
I was one of the first contestants, and I canceled out of it because I had been offered a full-time job at Chippendales at the time on stage in Vegas. And like a fool, I went with the money instead of following my heart. But
so you could have been a professional fighter in another life.
Maybe. You never know. Maybe. I mean, it's not easy. It's
no. No, I've got friends who do it.
You have to be intelligent and athletic and mentally strong, and you have to learn all the disciplines all the time. Like it doesn't end. Yeah.
And I think a guy, one of my friends, the guy I'm connected to on Twitter, he said there's somewhat of a correlation between like, because you gotta have courage, right? You gotta be brave to be a fighter. But typically, being brave correlates to not being super intelligent. Typically, right? However, there are the rare fighters who are both brave and intelligent.
Yeah.
And they're the guys that fucking dominate.
You have to be.
Absolutely dominate.
I'm not going to even use the word intelligent. I'm going to use the word, you have to have a high fight IQ.
A fight IQ, yeah.
And a fight IQ is something that if you don't fight, you're probably not going to understand, but you have to be able to break down your opponent on the spot. You have to lure him into traps. Like what I loved about Anderson Silva back in his prime was he wouldn't engage his opponents for the first couple minutes. He would just watch and he would learn. And then within 3 minutes of the first round, he had you read.
Yeah.
He knew every fucking move you would make before you make it. And
that's dangerous.
Then he would take you out because he was that much higher level than everybody else.
God, man.
And that's a high fight IQ.
See, I started boxing this year. I started learning how to box. I'd never done any martial art in my life. And then I knew there was something missing from my life.
Yes.
You know, I just knew it. I felt it. Yeah. I felt it in my bones. And then the first fucking time I sparred, I was like, God damn, I wish I'd been doing this my entire life.
Right.
I love it. It feels so good. Like it's not as scary as you think taking a punch to the face.
Yep.
Like, especially with boxing gloves.
And for me, that's how I play. Because, you know, I'm about to be 42 years old. And there's not many outlets for dudes like 42 years old to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what do? You go to the gym and work out. Like, yeah, let's get so, but I want to come over here and I want to grab you and try to throw you on the ground and try to get back up. And we start playing and we get into fucking some exchanges. And that to me keeps us young. And that's how we're supposed to play. That's how humans are supposed to move.
That's how men are supposed to move.
Yes. We're
literally built for it physically.
Climbing trees, climbing mountains, fighting other men. I mean,
thicker bones so we can take a hit, like a stronger jaw so we can get punched in the face. Like, and then punch back. You know.
Yeah, it feels so good, and just that combat is what drives me.
Yeah. That's this,
and it's not even ego driven.
No,
some of my best friends are the greatest grapplers in the world, and they fucking kick my ass. but I have so much fun rolling with them because we just giggle, like we're giggling as we're rolling because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to catch me, I'm trying to catch them. I know what they're doing, they know what I'm doing. Like it's.
And I think we talked about this briefly before we went live. Like, there's a difference in in between like our generation and the generations that are kind of one or two below us. And I feel like they've kind of been robbed of that.
I agree, and that's why I try to hang out in the martial arts world all the time. Because in the martial arts world, it's just business as usual. There is no generation to generation to generation. Fighter's a fighter. It's the same thing from 1920 to 2020.
Yeah,
it is the same fucking dude,
and
that's what's beautiful. So I think that's just our culture. Those are the people that we need to be around. So that's why I embrace martial arts. And people ask me who I am and what I am. I would say I'm primarily a martial artist. And I take that mindset into porn. And I think that's what helps me to keep my shit together and become successful.
Because there is one of the reasons why I got into boxing was I noticed a correlation between successful male porn stars and fighting.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you guys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dudes who do Brazilian Jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
Or boxing.
Yep.
Or some mixture.
It's well, the term for martial arts is what discipline do you study? Because at the end of the day, it's all about discipline. And if you're not disciplined, you won't succeed at anything. Anything. You need that discipline.
And there's obviously there's a ton of physical cardiovascular benefits to fighting. There's the confidence benefits. There's the unflinching, because there's the being comfortable being uncomfortable of fighting.
Oh, and that's what so many of the young people lack is comfortable being uncomfortable. Stop seeking comfort.
Yes. Comfort is a false god.
Correct. It's hot in here. It's cold in here. You know what it is? Let's not talk about it. Let's just overcome it and do the best we can. Yeah. Let's not focus on the negative.
Let's get better because of it.
Correct.
Embrace it.
And that's what we need to, overcome and grow.
Yeah. Yeah. This is good shit, Ryan. This is very good shit, Charles. This is stud shit, you might even say. You might even call it stud shit. Let's go back again. If there's questions I have missed out on, I'm gonna. How old are you, Charles?
41. I turn 42 next month.
Well. There you go.
How old are you?
33.
33.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a gap.
A
little bit of a gap. Game of Thrones reference. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like in Game of Thrones, guy with an axe destroys a village, carries you to his new warm tribe, and eventually she just gets used to it. Oh boy.
She gets used to it. That's life.
That's life.
Cures everything.
Yeah. People complain about living in this day and age. You don't realize
it's so easy.
It is weird. It's the easiest time to ever be a human.
Holy fuck.
It's absurd.
The little we have to worry about.
Good Lord. What are your favorite type of scene?
Favorite type of scene? Romantic boy girl.
Yeah? Like James Avalon stuff?
Like
Erotica X?
Yes, James for sure. I bring in a new series out to Tough Love called
Not So Tough.
called Connected, and it's all about the connection between Carl and the female performer.
Have you
slower pace?
Have you shot for Balesa House?
I have. I love that style.
You like that? Yeah.
Pure Taboo does one of those, and now theirs is more romance based, while mine is just more about the connection and more visuals.
For you, for your own stuff, is that more focused on the casting then?
Always, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I know that I've got good chemistry with this girl.
I think that's what I like best about Tough Love is I'm picking every girl, and 99% are girls that I've worked with, and I know are going to be good scenes. So I don't have to deal with, who knows what's going to happen today, because that's dangerous.
Sometimes, because do you find that sometimes you can sort of tell that you'll have good chemistry with a girl before you've even met them?
Every time I've had expectations, I've been let down, so I try not to have them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so I don't even, like, say there's a girl's name, I don't know, I don't even look it up or whatever, I'll show up. Whatever the universe gives me I'll make the best of. Yeah.
There's, if you can think yourself into a fucked up situation.
Live life without expectations, you'll never be let down.
Yeah, exactly.
Be grateful for whatever it is you have today.
Yeah. I guess my answer would be my favorite type of scene is I genuinely like stuff that is I like dialogue stuff, but silly dialogue. Like I like scenes where it's
campy,
where it's just goofy. Like the scenario is so funny that we're laughing all day.
Yes, those are great when you're having fun with your homies on set.
Yeah, because that's the thing that people don't really understand too much about this. Like, yeah, it's great to be fucking girls for a living, but the people we're surrounded with all day, like the camera crews, the PAs, these guys are fucking funny people.
They're awesome.
It's great to be around, and it's the best workplace environment because no one is going to send you to HR for making a dick joke.
Nope.
Because the director's making a dick joke, the PA's making a dick joke, the girl's making a dick joke.
Yeah.
Like, we're all having a laugh.
Yes.
There's not that much you can't say.
I love it. I do. I love being on set. That's what I like about having my own production is I get to pick everybody who's there. So
yeah.
It's like my crew and my people, and I feel comfortable. It's beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I think one of my favorite scenes was like I was shooting with Brooklyn Gray. You worked with Brooklyn?
Yeah, of course.
It was for Bang, and the theme, the plot was she was a exchange student that I was hosting.
Okay.
My daughter was with her parents or whatever, and I was in Australia, and she rocked up. And then the next scene is like I'm just sitting on the couch on my phone talking to my wife, and she just starts walking around my house naked. She's like, "Oh, this is what we do in America." I'm like, "What? What? No, get out of it!"
Yeah,
like that kind of absurd.
Yes.
Because I see a lot of people sort of talk about the whole like fake incest stuff and some of the things we do for Pure Taboo. Some of the scenarios can be a bit too close to heart for some of these, for some of the viewers and for some of these girls.
Yeah.
So I've seen girls like read scripts and be like, "Ooh, damn, this is a bit too close to home."
Yeah.
And I never want that kind of energy on set.
For sure.
Don't get me wrong. I like doing some of these crazier things for Pure Taboo. I've played psychopaths before, I like playing an asshole.
Yeah, same.
It's my favorite. I love playing a psychopath, the evil guy, the bad guy. I like that. It allows me to just dive into a part of my personality.
It's a more interesting character.
It's way more interesting.
Nice guys aren't interesting.
They're boring.
Boring.
And this kind of makes and when you act them, you understand why women find them boring.
Yeah.
There's a reason why women find nice guys boring.
Look, think about the movie Tombstone. Who were the main characters?
I've never seen Tombstone.
Have you ever seen it?
No.
Great. It's based on the true story of Doc Holliday and Doc Holliday and Wyatt Earp. That was your protagonist, your antagonist.
Oh, actually, is this a Western?
Western.
Okay, I think I've seen bits of this.
Val Kilmer played.
Oh yes, I do know what you're talking about now. Yes.
Yeah. He played the bad guy, and Kurt Russell played the good guy.
Right.
But Val Kilmer's character is way cooler because he was the evil bad dude. You know, like Joker or Batman. Who's more interesting?
Yeah, Heath Ledger's Joker is one of the best characters ever made.
You know what I mean? Like, who would you rather watch, the Joker? But to me, Batman's boring as fuck. He's just some rich guy that's kind of. But the Joker's got multiple layers to his personality. So to act that is way more fun.
Oh, way more fun. Yeah, I completely agree. Charles has super strength. Charles could slap me into pre-COVID days. You're getting a little love in the chat here, Charles. I like this. What team UFC? Maybe on the Tough Enough series. I think I remember him. If his mustache was the same. You didn't have a mustache when you were fighting, did you?
No, I did not have a mustache when I fought. No, I did not fight in the UFC. I turned down the show offer. Yeah. So I didn't fight an Ultimate Fighter.
Do people recognize you on the street?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now with the.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I mean,
look.
Until I came out with Carl and the look of the mohawk and the mustache, I didn't get recognized. But then I did. And it comes in all the time.
Yeah.
Wow. I always appreciate it. I love meeting my fans. And that's what I hear. I say I'm proud to do what I do. So
I've not yet been obviously accepted like at AVN. I've not been recognized yet.
You need a crazy look.
Actually, no, once. When I was in Miami a couple of weeks ago, I got recognized in the bar by one guy, but it was because he worked for a company.
That's cool.
He was it was in the office, it was like an editor or something.
Super
he was like, I know you. And I'm like, do you? He's like, yeah, I work for blah, blah, blah company. I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense. Right? Yeah. But I'm yet to be recognized. Nice to recognize. Yeah, but I'm not at the stage yet where I'm getting recognized by fans.
Keep plugging away, dude. We will.
Yeah. Is Charles military vet? Yes, we did. He mentioned this at the very beginning. Rewind back and you'll hear all about it. This is a good question. Brian De Silva. Silly question, gentlemen. Regarding cream pies, vaginal, of course, are you worried about impregnating the female performer?
Why don't you field that one?
I am, yes. Because here's the thing. Okay, I don't know if this is just an American thing. I have this theory that American sex ed is just fucking terrible. Because where I'm from, in Australia, like, I never even tried to have raw sex, to have sex without a condom back in Australia.
Yeah.
And I never had a girl try to do it on me. And I've had a lot of sex before porn. Like, I'm not some geek that wasn't getting laid. Like, this never happened. It was unquestioning. Like, no, we don't want to get fucking pregnant. Sure. Yeah. But here, like,
it's crazy.
It's a 50-50. It's like, we don't need a rubber. Like, what? Are you kidding me? And I go to set with some of these girls, and they're not even on fucking birth control.
That is baffling to me.
This blows my mind. Like, what? Yeah. Like, I know what your rate is. You can afford birth control, honey.
Yeah.
It's not, like, going to break the bank.
It's like I said before about keeping that wall up and not having these conversations. It's don't ask, don't tell. I don't know what's going on that end. I don't want to know. I'm here to do my job. I think about the positive, and that's it.
This is why I don't do cream pies.
Okay. For
this specific reason. Because I don't want to get some random American girl pregnant.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, so that's your answer. That's the answer to that question, Brian. Yeah, good question.
I only fuck at work to keep it safe.
You don't, fuck it. I very rarely fuck outside of work.
Chicks aren't tested. I don't know what their limits are, how they, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
and then I got to talk to them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to have a place. I got to meet up with. It's like
I got to have a conversation with you.
Yeah, it's too much.
Good Lord.
Not that I'm anti-women. I don't really want to take the time to meet somebody like that.
Right.
I got so much going on.
What's the question here about? In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, do you prefer gi or no gi?
Great question. I prefer both.
Yeah.
I do. I don't think one is better than the other. I think they're both beautiful.
So you switch back and forth?
Yeah.
When you train?
Depending on the season. We train by, because I'm from a competition school, checkmat. I'm a checkmat black belt.
Okay.
So we go by the season. So we're getting ready for the no-gi worlds, or we're getting ready for the gi worlds. It all depends on that.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Very well-rounded, right?
Gotta be. And I come from MMA background, so no-gi always has to stay sharp at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah. Because I always sort of imagined that the no-gi stuff is more practical in the real world.
Yeah, it's all practical because
I suppose people if you're at people wear jumpers and things, so you can.
Not even that. The best no-gi guys up until John Danaher came out have always been the gi guys.
Huh? Really?
Yes. Like if you train in the gi, it makes you sharper no-gi.
Because you have to protect certain things.
Yeah, and you just get used to making certain grips. So you understand how important your grips are, and you understand where you need to go and why you need to make those grips. And there's a lot more to learn. So I think I don't know exactly the reason behind it, but I know factually all the no-gi champions are gi guys up until, as of recent, John Danaher came out, but he focuses a lot on the legs as well. So it's a giant hole in the game.
Damn. Have you rolled with some of the guys in our industry?
No, I have not.
Because I know Danny Mountain does BJJ.
Roll with Just Dave.
Yeah, Just Dave and Will Pounder.
Yep, I hear Will Pounder is very good.
I've heard he's very, very good.
Yeah,
like really, really good. There was a couple of questions down here. If you were not in porn, in what industry do you think you would have been in the last 10 years?
Great question. I think I would be an expedition guide.
An expedition guide?
Yeah, I got a buddy. He's a world famous guy. He leads expeditions to the poles, North to South Pole.
No way.
Yeah, so I think I would get into that, and I would be to supplement my income. I would be a mountain guide on snowboard tours and heli tours and things like that.
That sounds like
snowboarding is my biggest passion currently.
Right.
Over the last probably 5 years, I've fallen in love with snowboarding, and everything is all about snowboarding first.
Huh. It sounds like a fucking cool career to me.
I love it.
Yeah, I think you could have a quite enjoyable life as a guide.
You want to find out how fucking tough you are and what you're made of?
Yeah.
That shit right there.
Really?
Where every experience is literally life or death.
Huh.
I've taken some falls off of sides of mountains already where I don't know if we're coming back home tonight.
Damn.
I don't know. I've been stuck in avalanches where I'm right to the side of it and it's coming by me and I'm holding onto the mountain and I'm shaking and I can't see. And literally I'm thinking, am I going to make it out of this? Did I just fuck up? Why did I go down this section? I should not have done this. And now I just need, I'm trembling. My whole body like is trembling where it's life or death. And I'm thinking everything through. And I think those moments are important.
Yeah, man. Like not many people, we don't get those moments very often.
No, because we said it's all about being safe and comfortable.
And life is, and like our entire society is engineered around not putting people in danger.
Correct.
You know, and you can
that's how you grow. That's how you know who you are. Those checks.
Exactly. And you can go back like as recently as like 1950. My father was born in 1950, right? And he tells me he had an older brother, and he tells me this story. He lost, unfortunately, his older brother died. Like his older brother was 13 when he died. He was helping his father put up fence posts on the farm, and a fence post fell over and crushed his head.
Jesus!
But that's 50, now 70 years ago, right? That's not that far long ago, and and that's a regular occurrence. Like teenage, like puberty age kids dying from accidents and things, and it's or being in
work environments, because as a
potentially
kid,
dangerous work environments.
You were a worker.
Exactly.
I grew up working my fucking ass off to the point where I realized I need to do something where I don't spend my life as a slave to work like everybody fucking else. Because that shit, I looked at everyone was miserable. At 40 years old, my age, they were fat and over life. They were done by the time they were 20. I mean, there was no more life about them. It was about work and family. And I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. And you came to that conclusion by having perspective.
Correct.
By seeing the dude who was 10, 20 years ahead of you.
Yes.
And being like, I don't want that life.
I don't want that life.
No. And that's the thing. Like a lot of guys, you just, if you're in a shitty spot, guys, like find someone whose life you want to emulate.
For sure. Find a role model.
Find a mentor, even better.
I say to the young porn girls, I'm like, who's your favorite porn star? They're like, I don't watch porn. I'm like, you should watch porn. Pick a chick who you like. You don't have to copy her, but see what it is that you like about her and try to emulate those facets. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to rewrite the wheel.
No, you don't. Thanks for my question. The women must take the morning after pill. It with some, no joke, with some cream pie sets, I know that the director writes will add on a morning after pill fee to her paycheck because she doesn't have birth control. I'm like, what? Anyway, shaking my head. Yeah.
Not in my lane, not my territory.
Yeah. What do you think of Xander Corvus? I'm a big fan of Xander. I've hung out with Xander a couple of times. I would love to have him on the show if he'd come on the show. He lives in the other side of this. He doesn't live as far away as Charles does. Charles lives even further away. Here's a great question. Thank you, Jim. Great show. What is the primary diet you kind of adhere to? Being such a fit, low body fat percentage man. What do you eat? Like what? Okay, what are you gonna have for dinner tonight?
Rice, meat, and vegetables.
Like steak?
Yeah, steak, chicken, fish. I pretty much eat rice, meat, vegetables, oatmeal.
What kind of veggies?
Usually just greens. I got like power greens. Put some ranch on them. Put some oil on, break them up.
Yep.
That's it for greens. I don't do that many vegetables, believe it or not.
Yep.
Pretty much finally white rice.
Yep.
And then fish and meat and chicken.
And how many days a week are you working out?
Not many. I'm so focused on work right now. I barely have time to work out.
Even jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, right now my biggest workout is probably riding BMX. I'll do ride outs in the evening. I'll go out for 3 hours. You might ride like 20, 30 miles with like a group of people. And just riding BMX is keeping me cardiovascularly in shape, which is important.
Yep.
But as far as working out, I mean, I got kettlebells in my house. I hit them here and there. The gyms are open, and they close, and they're open.
That's why I got those kettlebells during the COVID.
Kettlebells are great.
Yeah.
It's hard to find saunas now. I go to a tanning salon where I get a sauna because sauna is big for me. I used to do a lot of the spas where I hit cold tubs, hot tubs, but it's hard to really find anything.
Dude, I'm really glad you mentioned that. So I read a book recently. I don't know if you've read it. Do you read much?
No, not at all. I wish I did.
You should. Do you use Audible, like audiobooks?
I do. It's easier for me. Yeah,
Dude, that was
the car.
That was my saving grace.
Yeah.
I'm a slow reader,
Same.
really slow reader, and someone put me onto Audible like, man, probably like 10 years ago now, whatever it was, and that changed the game for me.
Really?
Because I had so many books on business and health that I wanted to read, but it would take me 2-3 months to get through a book. Because I'd sit down to read it at nighttime and then I'd fall asleep and I'd get through a couple of pages. And then audiobooks changed the game, and I was like getting through a book a week, and I was like absorbing so much knowledge. And I find it easier to absorb the knowledge I rarely ever forget a story. And I find that a lot of books there's a lot of fluff and filler.
Correct.
But they tend to encapsulate their key points at one point or another in the book in a story, in some kind of a personal story.
Okay.
Where was I going with this? Oh, so a book I read recently is called Escalation, and it's about all the estrogen type compounds that we're constantly exposed to in society. So examples would be
through our food,
not just food. So examples would be phytoestrogens from things like soy and flax. Yes, that's one of them. Another example would be the phthalates and BPAs in plastics.
Okay.
One of the main ones, unfortunately, is the estrogens in the birth control pill ending up in the water supply and then being constantly recycled, because it doesn't the kind of filtration they use for bacteria doesn't get rid of these kind of fat loving molecules that are these estrogen compounds. But one of the ways you can fix this is through saunas.
Oh wow.
So I love seeing connections like this, like Charles Dera being a very masculine, low body fat percentage man, and him doing saunas is not a fucking coincidence, gentlemen. I guarantee there's a fucking link there.
And I love the sauna because you gotta suffer.
Yeah.
And when you sit there, I'll be there for 45 hours, and I force myself just to sit there. And if you can't do that, then you can't do shit in life. You know what I mean? It's those small goals you conquer to make the bigger goals easier. Well,
what the benefit of the sauna is, because these estrogen compounds, right?
Yeah.
That bring men's testosterone levels down and fuck us up. They sit in fat. They're fat loving, so they hide in your fat cells, and it's hard to get them out. And the way you can get them out is through a sauna. It literally heats everything up and causes it to vibrate and allows it to actually get out of the fat cells, and then you sweat the fucker out.
Nice.
Have you ever done blood work?
I have.
To know your testosterone levels?
Too many times, yeah.
Do you have any idea what your T levels are?
Currently, no, but last time I checked, they're always low. They're always crazy low.
That surprises me.
Same. So I think it's bullshit.
Huh.
I think it's people trying to sell me TRT and bullshit. I am so anti-TRT, by the way.
I mean,
I hate it.
You obviously don't need it. So,
but I like every edge I can get, and I'll tell you right now, I've used testosterone in the past, and I don't love it.
Right.
I don't. With the risk to reward is never worth it. And if you're a male performer, and I'm going to say this right now, if you're a male performer and you're thinking about TRT or you're on TRT, it's not going to be long till your dick stops working. That's a fact.
Wow.
TRT is not made for us. It's
made for the average guy.
Yeah, who doesn't need to use his dick for work all day. TRT is not great for your dick. TRT is great if I wanted to be a fighter through my 40s. Yeah, great TRT.
Right.
But if you look at the best bodybuilders in the world, they cycled all their steroids. They didn't use TRT.
Right.
They cycle because once I have friends that got on in their early 30s, and then they try to get off in their 40s, and they couldn't even get out of bed because it's so hard to bring your natural cycle back after you've shut it down for 10 years on a shot every month.
Right.
And then your body adapts to that shot, and that's not even that big of a deal. And you're going up, 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 up. And it breaks where the first thing to suffer is your sexual health.
What are there any things you supplement with?
ZMA. ZMA is huge for me. It's zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6 are the most essential nutrients in the human body that we burn out of all the time.
I got zinc, I got magnesium in there, I got B6 in the refrigerator.
And if you take it before bed on an empty stomach, what happens is it gives you lucid dreams because it puts you in a deeper REM sleep.
The magnesium in particular.
Correct.
Yeah.
When that works synergistically, though, the zinc and the B6. Victor Conte did a big thing. He was on Joe Rogan maybe 8 years ago when he talked about it. He was working with Balco. Balco was the company that was drugging or doing all the drugs for the Olympics illegally when he got busted. And I'll never forget, Joe said to him, he said, what is the greatest thing you could possibly take? And he said, ZMA hands down. He goes, and it's completely legal.
ZMA.
Want to really...
So ZMA is a brand, is it?
No, ZMA.
Oh, it just stands for zinc. It just stands for zinc,
magnesium,
magnesium,
B6.
B6. What's the A stand for?
B6.
Sounds weird.
Because the B6 is a vitamin that starts with A. That's what they're using.
Oh, the actual like full name.
Yeah.
I have a chemistry degree. I should know this. You'd think. You've got to go to set in relatively short period of time, so we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Fuck, dude, it's so good talking.
Dude, this is fantastic.
And thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah. Smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I have a ton of interviews like this, more coming in the following weeks. Where can everybody find you, Carl?
Fucking A.
Go, Carl, Charles. Yeah, I was going to preempt you there.
toughlovex.com is the best way to see my work that I'm most proud of. And you can always check me out at Mr. Stud Shit on Twitter and Instagram.
Mr. Stud Shit. The best Instagram tag and Twitter tag possible. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you, my brother.
It was brilliant. Play some music. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.